I just wanted to make it in Hollywood with somebody going into my booty hole. Do you remember him saying that?
Yes.
I just wanted to make it through my career without putting a penis in my mouth. That's what Cat Williams was saying. Guys, I used to think that shit was fake until I lived in L.A.
The nigga Puff was like, it's like, when we gonna get the chance to, to kick it, like, we can just hang out, nigga, we gotta kick it. Yo, why don't we, like, go shopping or some shit? I mean, like, I pay for it. And I was like, what the fuck this nigga just say? I got the fuck away from him, because I was like, this nigga just tell me he taking me shopping. And this is shit that goes on. There's a little Puppy's a fruit pie. Weird ass pictures and shit like that out there, just sitting out there for no reason. If you don't see accident pictures, you'll be like kissing niggas. Like, that doesn't happen by accident.
What is with all these like rappers coming out like
against it? You just know what it is.
No. Like even like Will
Meek Mill's
Smith
being gay or Will
yeah.
Smith. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. I haven't really talked about this once. I lived in LA for 2 years, and I will tell you the whole thing where straight men trying to get female actresses to have sex with them for roles is so fucking common. It's crazy.
Casting couch is real.
The opposite. You heard Cat Williams talking about, I just wanted to make it in Hollywood.
My sister's ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, I just wanted to make it in Hollywood with somebody going into my booty hole. Do you remember him saying that?
Yes.
I just wanted to make it through my career without putting a penis in my mouth. That's what Cat Williams was saying. Guys, I used to think that shit was fake until I lived in L.A. It is the Harvey Weinstein shit is not the exception.
The iceberg.
The Harvey Weinstein
shit
is
the worst.
Yes.
More men are sexually, I'm going to use the word assaulted, than women because the way that it's done to men is not the approach of women.
Well, and it's harder for men to actually admit it, but that's not the point.
Well,
the point is what you were saying. The point you were saying is what happens is that apparatus I just described.
Yeah.
It fucking selects for closeted homosexual men. Hold on, one more time. Let me say this again. That apparatus that I just described, it selects for closeted homosexual men to become the biggest rappers, the biggest actors, the biggest singers, because closeted homosexual men now have more access with casting directors.
Closeted homosexual men run the world.
Okay, maybe. But my point is, when you were asking why are all these people coming out as gay, the reason why is because it was their attribution of gayness that allowed them to get to this level.
But do you think
Call
it was
me out on it if you think.
them?
But they're not gay. They're groomed.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I don't know, man. It's really hard for me to believe that a straight man is going to...
No, have you watched... so I watched Quiet on Set recently and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, that movie.
And
that show's messed up.
Yes, and it's so
yeah.
true. Like, as, like... And these parents... We have to shame the parents, too, because the parents allow it. Like, my mom, like, looking back, I didn't think it was, like... I'm looking back now as an adult. I'm like, it wasn't normal for me to be alone with a grown man in a room and a grown man calling me beautiful or saying the things he said, because would you, Michael and Roland, look at like a little 10-year-old girl and be like, you're gorgeous and stuff like that?
Bro, if I was in a room alone with a 10-year-old girl, I'd be looking around, where's the parents? This is not a problem. It's like, because there's nothing wrong with me, but there's something wrong with you leaving a stranger alone with your 10-year-old.
Exactly.
There's something immediately. Guys, one time I did this one time.
But these parents want fame so bad, like my mother.
Yeah.
And like not to bash my mom, but they want, I don't even talk to her now, but like they want, like, it's so bad that they'll do whatever to have their child live it through them, and they don't care.
There was a very famous lawsuit that was out of, I want to say it was in Phoenix, Arizona not too long ago. And this guy was like a surgeon, and he had gone into like Barnes & Noble, into the children's department there, to go and find a children's book for like his nephew or his niece for a birthday, right? And he's walking around there, and I don't know if somebody complained or somebody said something, but the people at like the orderlies or the people who work there said, you're going to have to leave.
What?
Basically, yeah. They basically ejected him, and he ended up filing a lawsuit against them because he was just simply there trying to find but because he's this single man who was probably in his like late 50s, early 60s, he's there. People see that and they get uncomfortable when a guy is in that is near kids, is in a daycare center, is working
it goes
with
back
children.
To the thing. Like, would you want to put your kid in a daycare where men are running it?
Probably not.
Exactly.
Because that's just because of this
Okay.
preconception. And the thing is it might be, the guy might be great with kids, but you're never going to know because that guy probably won't even take that job in the first place because he doesn't want to.
You wouldn't be considered because of the like preconsidered notions about like what's going to go
also,
on.
I also want to make more money. That's the other reason why I would take a job.
Right.
Yes.
I want to
There's no status, no prestige.
You want to know why I want to make more money? Because I keep hearing women tell me that $26,000 a year isn't enough to spend on a woman.
$5 million.
Yeah, I'm like so as a man, it's like, well, I have a burden of performance now because I just keep hearing that if I'm not a provider, so I want to make more money. That's why I don't want to become a daycare worker. Exactly. That's why I don't become that. That's why I don't become an elementary school teacher. That's why that doesn't happen.
But what you're saying is you don't do this job right now because it's to make yourself feel good. You do it for yourself.
The podcast is for me. This is for.
Well, you started
MOA.
it for you.
Yeah, for sure. I did.
But
start
even
for me.
too, there was there was parents that cared on that documentary, and then there was enablers who were helping these groomers furthermore separate the parents from the child to even encourage them to get emancipated for the the money, and then also putting the things in place so that they could essay them.
Yeah, planting the seeds.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. Like ever since Epstein, everything is you see these little kind of I don't call them micro cults, but they're little kind of groups,
dropped.
like the Diddy thing, and then everything you're talking about too is just every now and then they turn the lights on and the roaches run.
But here's my other issue. A couple years ago, the #1 song in the world was Lil Nas X, who is an openly homosexual rapper. So this idea that they're going to be chastised for being gay, no. So the problem is, the issue is not them being gay. The issue is them pretending they're not. Does that make sense? Yeah. That's the issue. The issue is Meek Mill find out some crazy stuff about him, and find out some crazy stuff about Will Smith, and find out some crazy stuff about Puff Daddy.
I have stories, but this is not the place.
Yes.
Nor the time. There are some NDAs in place, but still, people don't understand. In society, you look at the celebrity and you think, okay, Will Smith can't be gay because he has to be a sex symbol to women, because he's not going to be a sex symbol to a mass majority of men. He's going to be a sex symbol to a mass majority of women. So.
No, gay men is sexy.
No, it's not about a gay man being sexy. It's about what is the demand. What is the demand for an attractive man?
Yeah.
The attractive man is
Very masculine.
is for the woman.
Yeah.
The big woman, you said she's 68 pounds. That is who needs to want Will Smith, not the hot buff.
Do you see these big action movies that come out? These guys make outrageous sums of money. I'm just telling you that in order to get that money, you have to play the game. Do you know who hasn't been in a big collaborative movie in a long time and is probably the greatest actor of all time? Denzel Washington. Go find. He's not in Fast and Furious 10. He's not in any of these things. He does it on his own. And you want to know something else? He's one of the only African American actors I've ever seen that they didn't put in a dress. That they didn't put in a fucking dress.
No, he wouldn't let them.
Exactly. That's exactly my point.
Kat is my sister's ex, okay?
Yeah.
He's was a brother at one point. That's another day.
Yeah.
Kat is, they presented him, like he said, $50 million multiple times. It's not like Kat hasn't made money. Kat makes money by himself. His schedule is gruesome. Most people couldn't do it. But he did it, and he said, I'm not going to sell my soul. I'm really going to show you I'm the funniest man. Yeah, he's crazy. Yeah, he flies off the handle, but he didn't do it on his back.
Well, think about white chicks and stuff.
He would never.
No, you're talking about the movie White Chicks, or Medea does whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
so Eddie Murphy and
Marlon Wayne,
market the kids and stuff like that. I'll never forget because it stuck in my mind. So I'm 10 years old, and I had to do this play for musical theater, and they had me dance to that song "Bad." I Want to Be Bad by Will Forge, in the play, and I was doing it in such a sexual manner, and I'm 10 years old. How'd you feel if you went having a daughter to your daughter's musical theater? You saw a little 10-year-old girl dancing like that.
I think
parents
about
were
that
allowing
a lot,
it.
Actually, the stuff that I was doing when I was 10, 12 years old. I'm sure you understand too, because you're a dancer. The little outfits.
Yeah, the little outfits and stuff. That's pedophilia.
It's ridiculous.
It's definitely and like they're having little girls like shaking their booties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
Now it's bad.
I remember when my daughter was younger and she would watch Dance Moms.
oh my god.
Yeah, and then of course that was one step away from them doing like these really hoochie coochie like 10-year-old girls at dance competitions, by the way.
Dances
and
stuff.
I mean, they were very good. They were very synchronized
Very
and everything.
talented.
And you know what? You have a brilliant future as a hooker or a pole dancer or a stripper or whatever else. And it's like you're 9. They weren't even 10. I think they were like 8 years old when they were up there doing this.
Jesus.
And they were very intense. But it's like they're up there, you just doing the shit for like Beyonce
It's
kind
one
of
or
stuff.
the other,
say
actually.
this.
You either have a career as a hooker or you don't like.
Wait, where are we going? You either have a career as a hooker or what? Please finish,
Let
please.
me back that one up. Career as a stripper because
Well,
it's that kind of.
It's like one or the other, or you're so traumatized of it, like you are like innocent, like in like little like I was like you're like innocent stuff like that to a point where like you don't want to be with like anyone or have sex stuff because you're traumatized by sex and stuff. So you're traumatized by being sexual. You're like traumatized. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
or
you're
if
kind
you're
of
like a young girl and like you think you're gonna be a ballerina your whole life, right?
Yeah.
And then you get to like your 20s and you like, how can I be a dancer? And then it turns into like working at the strip club or something like that
because the opportunities are not vastly available.
Yeah, it's such like a concentrated thing, and it's very, very selective.